you're worried that these elements are pushing Sri Lanka towards anarchy. They are leftist elements. You're saying that it's a leftist revolution. You want to respond to that, Mr. Pereira? Do you believe it's as dangerous as that? Or is the mob, in a way, only reflecting the anger on the street and eventually a political solution will be found?
Yeah, I mean, there's truth in what was said, that there are leftists involved and that there are elements that are violent. But up to now, there have been so many weeks of protests, and the recent ones have escalated in intensity, but no one has died yet. And that's a testament to the restraint of the government and the military also, but also to the protesters. See, the protesters are very multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and multi-political group. There are leftists there. Leftists form a very key, in a way, they are the most committed. They are the ones who have stayed the course, whereas the others tend to come and go. But the large majority of those who are involved in the protests, the tens of thousands, are not leftists. Mm-hmm. They are regular citizens, middle-class people,
who's
men and women, children.
Who's leading them?
So, in a way, it is leaderless. It's a consensus among the people that this government, which has let down the people so badly, that there is no food in the country, there's shortage of food, there are no dollars to buy petrol, there are 6 kilometer long lines outside petrol stations, people spending 2-3 days overnight in their cars waiting for petrol. Such a desperate situation. How did this come about? In any other country, any democratic country, the leadership would go, they would resign. They resign if a train gets derailed and 50 people die.
But they've gone, Mr. Pereira. The Rajapaksas have fled the country. Mr. Wickremesinghe says he's going to give up power next week. Is it that people have no faith in them? They want to see the political change before they leave the streets?
I think you got it right. I mean, there is no trust at the moment. This is the great sadness in our country, that we have lost confidence in our political leaders. Mm-hmm. Now the president, he has gone abroad. He said he will resign on the 13th, but he has not resigned on the 13th. He said we heard that he had given a letter of resignation. Now we find that it is not a letter of resignation. So then we find the Prime Minister saying he is the acting President, mm-hmm. and then the Speaker saying no, he's not, and then he's the acting President. They declare a curfew, they don't declare a curfew. I really don't know what's going on in the country.
You're saying there's a lack of faith. Ashok Baran, is that part of the problem? People have lost faith in the political class. Therefore, this is the expression of the anger of the people. What you're saying are dangerous anarchic elements are just public anger.
Well, Rajdeep, I have to agree, there is public anger. But public anger in Sri Lanka is not towards destroying the democracy and democratic institutions of Sri Lanka and going for extra constitutional matters. What is happening here is some elements are taking advantage of these people's anger. Now, this is what people have to be aware of. This is not just me saying. You can go online, you can see people who started these peaceful protests now isolating themselves. People are calling to stay away from violence. People are saying we do not want, now people are surrounding the parliament, and we can see calls in social media and public platforms not to break into the parliament, not to destroy the democratic institutions. So you can see who is leading this. Now, this is a bunch of, our citizens, I mean, every issue Mr. Pereira highlighted is correct. We have been, including we have been voicing against this. The Bar Association of Sri Lanka has filed a case asking the Supreme Court to intervene and streamline the matters. So all of these are happening. But today we can see that this anger is being used by these anti-democratic elements to attain what they couldn't attain democratically. So they want to destroy the very democratic fabric of Sri Lanka.
No, you're telling me they want to take over. No, you're telling me these elements want to take over.
Yes.
Who's leading them? Who's leading them then? It's a leaderless group at the moment.
No, that is the point. So there are several leaders, several people are coming on behalf of the protesters and making statements. We are seeing that. The media is reporting. So when the movement is leaderless, now we see leaders popping up and claiming on behalf of the protesters. They are making demands to political parties and they are saying they must be included in decision making. Why? Sri Lanka has a democratic system, a constitution. Of course, as the opposition leaders clearly said, there is a gridlock situation,
Right.
but that gridlock situation can be constitutionally resolved.
Let me leave it there.
That is the way. That is the
Okay.
political way.
You're saying in the end, the political solution is the only way out. This battle cannot be fought on the streets beyond a point. The anger has been expressed. Eventually, the constitution of Sri Lanka must prevail. Eventually, possibly, we will have an all-party government sooner rather than later. Till the next elections are held.